Rodgers is the top-rated quarterback in the game. According to 55 league execs and coaches who were interviewed by The Athletic, Rodgers finished just ahead of Tom Brady, who is coming off his 6th Super Bowl title. The quarterbacks were all ranked in tiers, and one defensive coordinator favored Rodgers, saying, quote, Brady makes tier 1 decisions, but cannot carry the team in the same way. New England has the system and the running game, but all the other quarterbacks on that Packers team, and who do you think would succeed? Not many. We're joined by Rob Parker. So, Rob, the question today, who is better right now, Rodgers or Brady?
Good morning, and this is directed at Skip Bayless.
Good morning.
Skip, you know it's a landslide. It's not
landslide.
A landslide.
Buried under it is Aaron Rodgers.
No, it's not. And you know this. Did you watch Tom Brady in that Super Bowl number 6?
Oh, boy, we
He
did.
was so
I didn't
bad.
see it.
Did
What
you-
happened? Who won that game?
No, I'm
Help
not.
me
That's
out.
not who won.
Who should have been MVP of that
I'm
game? Help
asking
me out.
you. You know what? They couldn't even give him fudge it and give him the MVP. That's how bad he was. And even though he had a big fourth quarter with a couple of throws, I'll give you that, but no touchdowns, a fumble, a pick on his very first pass of the game. He looked all the part of a 40-plus-year-old quarterback. And any executive, any GM, coach cannot look at those two and go, this is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. If it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, I get the Brady pick. That's not what we're talking about. The only thing that has derailed Aaron Rodgers is his health and him being hurt. When he's healthy and he plays, he's as good as anybody we've ever seen. You see this, Skip?
How many Super Bowls has he won?
No, I'm talking about how he plays. There's a lot of other factors that go in.
Okay.
This is the record book right here. And Aaron Rodgers is on most of these pages when you talk about quarterback. All right?
Yeah.
That's how great of a quarterback. He has the greatest quarterback rating of any quarterback. Skip Bayless, did you hear that? Any quarterback who has ever played in the National Football League. Not for one season, not for his entire career. Better than everybody. Touchdown to interception ratio.
4-1.
4-1 by far. Brady's like 2.5 to 1. It's not even close.
In the games Aaron Rodgers has started the last 3 years, he's 20, 18, and 1. That's barely above 500. That ranks 20th among NFL quarterbacks.
Are we
20th.
Are we talking
This
about
is
complete
transcendent.
team? And if you know this, if you look at the Packers over the last 10 years, they've had nothing but holes defensively. This guy has had to overcome. The only reason they're in the mix every year and why everybody always considers them a threat is because of number 12, and I'm talking about in the green. That's
Nobody
the only
considered
reason
them
why.
a threat last year. They
and
missed
if you
the
were
playoffs.
picking a team,
They went 6-9 and 1
you
last
were picking
year.
a team, you would take Aaron Rodgers 10 out of 10 over Tom Brady. Tom Brady is
To start
old.
this year? To start this year, I would 10 out of 10 take Tom
10?
Brady.
No, you would not. He's old. He's washed up. And did you see the video on Instagram?
Wait, did you
about
just
him
say
and his
he's
daughter,
washed
him
up?
and his daughter jumping off the cliff. I've been telling you he was going to fall off the cliff.
That's it.
All these
It
years.
fell
and
off the cliff.
finally,
That was
I
the
got
cliff?
proof of it. I saw it on Instagram.
I'm sorry, I have to jump in.
Go ahead.
Tom Brady was washed up last year when he outplayed Aaron Rodgers head-to-head in a regular season game in which, in the fourth quarter, right on time, Tom Brady threw for 104 yards, and New England won the fourth quarter 14-0. He was washed up last year when he beat Patrick Mahomes head-to-head in Foxborough by throwing for 182 yards in the fourth quarter.
He threw a game-losing pick that was called back.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
You remember that, Shannon?
I do.
It was a game-losing pick.
Okay. And then all he did was he was forced to go to Patrick Mahomes for the AFC Championship game in the cold in his house. And in overtime, he faced 3 straight 3rd and 10s. And he went 20 yards, 15 yards, and 15 yards. Edelman, and Gronk to win the game in overtime because he was washed up. And last year, head-to-head, he beat Deshaun Watson and Andrew Luck washed up. I don't know, washed
Did
up.
you watch
and he
the
beat
Super
Kirk
Bowl?
Cousins.
Did you? It's funny you haven't mentioned the Super Bowl.
He beat Phillip Rivers in the first playoff game by going 34 of 44 for 343 yards, a game that he picked the Chargers to win in Foxborough, and it was 41-14 before you could even blink.
Can you read your Super Bowl notes?
41-14.
Where are your Super Bowl
So he won
notes?
that, and then he went and beat Mahomes in overtime in Kansas City, and then in a 3-0 game, mid-fourth quarter, what happened? Tom Brady happened. He's the clutchest player we've ever seen in any sport on the biggest stage of his sport. Regularly, consistently clutch. And by the way, over the last 3 years, his clutch numbers in the regular season are simply the best in football. He's averaged 10 yards of completion in what they call clutch time. And over the last 3 years, nobody with one step of separation for his receivers, according to Pro Football Focus, has been more deadly accurate. No quarterback has been more accurate than Tom Brady.
It's easy to be that accurate. He throws the ball 6 yards. He can't even throw the ball downfield.
Okay, so how does he complete them for 10 yards per pop if he's throwing it 6 yards?
That's all he can throw.
Run after the catch.
Okay,
Yes.
run after catch.
Yes.
Does that count? I think it
Yeah, that
I
counts.
think you go with that count. You know it counts.
He lobs the ball in the backfield. They run 20 yards. He gets a 20-yard completion.
So,
come on, Skip.
And he had his best game of the year last year at Miami, which has always been their December house of
What
horrors.
happened?
They lost that game.
All he did was throw for 358 and 3 touchdowns, and Bill Belichick spit the bit and allowed the Miami Miracle on the last play of the game that cost them home field advantage throughout the playoffs and sent them to Kansas City. And Brady said, "It's okay, I got you."
Are we going to talk about that sack that he took right before the end of the half? We ain't going to talk about that, huh?
Well, we can talk about any of the nitpicks you want to talk about, but all I know is they should have had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and he won his 6th Super Bowl because he played 2 of the greatest playoff games you will ever see play.
Tom Brady has now won 2 Super Bowls out of his 6 with throwing 1 touchdown. The first year that they won, he threw 1, and last year 0. He has 2 of his 4 Super Bowls.
But the throw of the game was 29 yards to Gronkowski in the Super Bowl that got them to the 2.
And you wanted him to get MVP for that throw.
Yeah, I did, because I wanted him for that whole series. He had 5 straight completions that just changed the whole game. It won the game.
No.
And Edelman gets MVP off his first half? Really?
Well,
That's how bad Brady was.
Exactly. Skip, look. Aaron Rodgers just can make throws that Tom Brady can only dream about.
But you're living in the past.
Skip.
He's a relic.
You see this?
He is overrated and overhyped. He is the one who has been in decline. Look at his numbers over the last 3 years.
25 and 2.
Down.
25
down.
2 picks. What a terrible year that was.
I don't know if you noticed this, but did you notice that only Patrick, my homeboy, threw the ball 20 yards down the field more than Aaron Rodgers? Tom Brady was tied for 13th. See, the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, as long as Tom Brady is here, this is what they call the script. As long as he's here, he's good. Aaron Rodgers, throw that away.
No. Well, do they have a fourth quarter script in New England? I think the script is thrown out the window. Tom Brady's calling all of his own plays in the fourth quarter. Book it.
And plus, Aaron Rodgers had to work with a lot of rookie receivers last year, Skip Bayless. You do know that. Edelman, Gronk, those guys, Hogan, they've been in that system. And so, and Jimmy Graham, and I know Jimmy, he's had a great, but Jimmy Graham is not the same Jimmy Graham that left New Orleans about 5 years ago. He's not that guy anymore.
You just put Edelman and Hogan on pedestals they're all-timers.
No, Skip, and sometimes it comes down to rapport. Give me a guy that has a great rapport with his quarterback, as opposed to somebody that has immense talent and they're not on the same wavelength. You see how Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, the rapport they have. Well, Brady has that with all his receivers because that's the trust that he has in them. And then James White out of the backfield. The running back, Burkhead. Come on, Skip.
Come on. Thank you. Thank you for making my case.
How come Aaron Rodgers has the greatest quarterback QBR quarterback rating of any quarterback in the history of the league? Give me that. If he's so bad and he's not that guy.
He shattered the all-time Pro Football Focus record last year for throwaways, which means he would look at a play and say, I'm not going to risk that. I'll just throw it in the 3rd row. And they went 6-9-1 in large part because he wouldn't take the shot.
But guess what?
Take the shot.
Rob, but you know what we did? We killed Aaron. We killed Brett Favre. We killed Eli for throwing interceptions. when they should have thrown the ball away. Now we punishing Aaron Rodgers for not turning the ball over, throwing it away. We say, well, he got to make that play. What play?
6, 9, and 1. That's all I know.
Sometimes
6, 9, and 1.
The best plays are the throwaways. Live to see another day, Skip.
Don't just throw the ball up for grabs. And all I'm saying is his body of work, what he's able to accomplish with that. If that Green Bay Packers had an average defense, he's played 3 playoff games where the defense has given up 40-plus points. Tom Brady's had one in his whole career, and that was the Super Bowl. That was it. Other than that, Aaron Rodgers does it regularly, Skip. You know it.
You're living in the past.
No, you're living in the past with
Aaron Rodgers is living on reputation. Tom Brady just keeps on keeping on. Tom Brady didn't have a good year last year. He had a great year.
Did we watch the Super Bowl, Skip? I want you to the last we saw of Tom Brady.
Yeah, the fourth quarter?
No, I'm asking you.
He was washed up.
He had less than 200 yards. You can't tell me you watched that game and didn't look at him and say, he looked like a 41-year-old quarterback on the other way, going the other way.
You're going to bet against him this year?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you want to bet?
What do you got him going winning the Super Bowl? What do you want to?
How about the AFC East?
That's too easy.
Up? Oh, it's too easy. He's washed up.
That's too easy.
You told me he's washed up.
That's what he's done his whole career. He's eaten off of the AFC lease where he has 5 or 6 wins every year. Every year because of Buffalo and Miami.
Okay, well, if he's washed up, there's no way they're going to make the playoffs.
Is that what you're saying?
Let's just bet that.
No.
Yeah.
Then
Let's bet that.
Skip, all you got to do is you win in the division, you're in the playoffs.
But if you're washed up, you're done, man.
I'll bet you that they don't make the AFC Championship game. How about that? Let's do that, Skip.
Who knows what could happen?
No,
that's a fair bet.
You got to make
Okay, I'll take. I put
my
money where my mouth is. You got it. What do you want to bet?
Mr. C's.
Okay, all right.
Mr. C. Can
Mr.
I come to
C's.
that one?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm ordering the lobster.
Thank you for joining us.
That's too easy.
As always, we have some very interesting new
All they have to do is
details
win one game.
about Kawhi's move to the
Yeah, we do.
Clippers. So
Yep.
we will discuss all of that
Here we go.
next.